Hello and welcome to ASBTDC TV, a product of a partnership between the University of Arkansas Small Business and Technology Development Center and the Northwest Arkansas Council Small Business Emergency Assistance Program. In this series, we're talking with small businesses, experts, and ASBTDC consultants about the relevant and right now topics and solutions for business. I'm Amy Robinson.
And I'm Chris Case, and today we are with Juliana Echeverri from the ASBTDC. And Juliana, so us three started working together back the end of March. And so before then, I really had no idea what you all did. So can you kind of just tell us a little bit about yourself and what you all do over there?
Sure. So we are the Arkansas Small Business and Technology Development Center. I work with the center that is located in Fayetteville, at the University of Arkansas. We cover 8 counties in the northwest of the state. We're part of a national network of small business development centers that work to help entrepreneurs in the communities that they serve start, grow, transition, whatever that means for them. We work with a wide variety of folks, all different sizes and industries. And we help them by doing 2 main things: one-on-one consulting accompanied by the capability of doing some pretty in-depth market research, and then by doing trainings much like this, I guess, to help folks access information and skills that they need to better manage their businesses.
It's fantastic. It really does just blow me away on a daily basis that not only is this service available, but it is free to clients. You all are such a tight and professional team, so it's fantastic. And when we started working with you, it was through COVID and helping people navigate the PPP and the EIDL loans and some of those things. So we were definitely working on the finance side, but traditionally in financing a business, you walk through that process with businesses on a regular basis, existing businesses that are looking to expand and grow. But today we kind of wanted to focus on one of the clients that you get a lot, or just startup businesses, people that say, hey, I have an idea, here it is, what do I need to do and how do I get funded? So a business plan is going to be the backbone of any of that, which you definitely help. But let's just say that somebody walks in and you're helping them work through their business plan. What do some of the financing options for a business look like through that process?
Sure. So the most common option that folks look at when they come visit us, or that they're looking at when they come to visit us, is a traditional commercial bank loan. That's pretty straightforward, and if you're wanting to access that, there are some requirements you will need to meet, but other sources will and can include personal savings, friends, family, and pools. You can find investors, which typically you have access to from your personal network and your, the branches of your network. You can take out a home equity line of credit to finance your business. You have some options through your IRA. So there are plenty. I will say that a question that we do get often that we always have to burst the bubble on is, are there any grants available? The truth of the matter is that those are few and far between. Typically maybe sometimes private foundations set up a program, and maybe sometimes they apply to you, and maybe sometimes you're lucky enough to where your timeline and your project really aligns with their timeline in grant funding, and that is great. But typically that is not a good option for a startup business.
Plus with grants, a lot of times that might actually steer you in a direction that you were not planning to go because you're trying to meet the grant and what they want. Absolutely. So if I'm a new client and I'm coming into you and I'm saying, I want to finance my business, and maybe we've worked through a business plan a little bit together, what do I need? What do I need? What do I need to have in order to get a bank loan or explore some of those SBA funds? Or what does that look like? What does my portfolio need to have in order to explore that option?
Sure. So the first thing you're going to want to make sure you have in line is your credit score. The banks will look at it. They will expect it to be above a certain number. Different banks have different policies on as to what that number is. Banks and non-traditional lenders both have different benchmarks about what that number is. But you want to make sure that you know what's on there, that there are no mistakes on there. You want to make sure that if you need to clean out anything, you do it prior to submitting a funding application.
Absolutely. So what would the difference be between, so a bank loan, why would I do a bank loan instead of an SBA loan, or an SBA loan instead of a bank loan? And what are those different mechanisms and what they're used for? And obviously maybe even touch on what some differences are during the COVID period too.
Sure. So your best, cheapest option, right? Like the most economical option when it comes to loans will be a traditional commercial loan. They will give you the best rate any day of the week. SBA loans are a mechanism, were put in place to help businesses or projects or entrepreneurs that are not traditionally bankable at that time access capital a little more easily, right? So the credit component is a little bit more flexible. The collateral component, so to the previous question, you will be required to put forward some collateral, whether it be business or personal assets. So the collateral in SBA lending is a little bit more flexible, but it will have a higher interest rate every day, right? It is a controlled interest rate, and one of the benefits of SBA lending is that it will be a fixed interest rate throughout the life of the loan, but it will be higher than traditional commercial. And then the other benefit of an SBA loan is that they will almost always give you the benefit of a longer term, which makes your monthly payment shorter, smaller. So if you were a business that was really cash tight for whatever reason, that might be beneficial to you.
So and we were talking earlier about the friends, families, and fools that you might go to as maybe a third option, just an option. But you were kind of giving some good little tips on how to let that relationship kind of expand in a healthy way, or dissolve in a healthy way.
Sure. So imagine that even if you were looking for bank financing, right? We always say the bank is not gonna, it's like a mortgage, right? If your house is worth 100, your mortgage is not gonna be for 100. Your mortgage is likely gonna be for 80 at least, right? The bank is gonna expect you to have some cash to put some skin into the game. On a typical non-COVID day, we say expect to have to put forward 10 to 20% of the total project cost in cash yourself. And so, you know, even if you were only doing with family and friends, the financing, or if you're looking to build up that 20% of cash that you have, you might have to reach out to family and friends to get enough money pooled. So, but when you do, you need to make sure that you work out the terms of how and when they expect to have that money returned to them up front with a cool head in a calm and collected space, right?
Yeah.
So like we said, in writing.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
Have it in
treat it like a
writing.
business.
Yeah.
Even with family, even if it's literally
Yes.
your parents. Yes, absolutely.
Even if it's your twin sister.
Exactly.
Write it out, have a document where it says, you know, Jane Smith will lend Jessica Smith this amount of money, expect, you know, for this amount of time. If she expects a rate of return, then this is going to be the rate of return, and it's going to be paid out in this manner. Monthly payments, quarterly payments. I'm going to pay back 50% year one, whatever that is. Write it out and make sure that it's signed by both people.
Absolutely.
Do you need to have it notarized or anything to make it official?
That's a great question that you should ask a lawyer. I think it doesn't hurt. I don't know that it has to be so.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Nothing ever hurts when it comes to documenting
No.
friends and family.
No.
So, so what is it that you think? So then, we talked a little bit about, and we'll kind of close on, all of those options get exhausted. The other thing that you can kind of help, because this business plan has been created with your help through the process of financing the business, and realize maybe you just can't do it, that bootstrapping is another. It's not a financed option, but it kind of is, because you are putting your own money in to make a little bit of money to then put it in again. And so and I think that have you seen that happen before, and does that work sometimes?
That does work sometimes. So I like to say, bootstrapping is a thing that has to work for the business model and the entrepreneur. I have seen, so just recently, he opened just recently. So I did have a client who came into the center. We worked through the plan, we worked through the financing. The numbers worked based on the projections and the stress testing that we did. The business would have been capable of paying back a bank loan, right? So this person took the proposal to a traditional bank, was told no. This person also then tried some alternative lenders, right? And so by alternative lenders, you can easily read more relaxed requirements,
Right.
Or more flexible requirements, was also told no. And so instead of just giving up altogether, this person, we worked to figure out what a baby step might be, where his amount of investment that he had available would help him start to generate a little bit of revenue that he could then save and put back in the business to generate a little bit more revenue and build up some savings to launch the concept, the original idea of the concept. And so it took him 18 months. He opened 2 weeks ago.
That's awesome.
Amazing. That is so cool. I love this. I love everything about ASBTDC. And again, I marvel at the fact that it is just a resource for any small business. And so we want to make sure that everybody knows where to find you. So we have the information up on the screen. sbdc@uark.edu is one way that they can find you. And you can find us as well. So if you are a listener, or you are watching right now, thank you for joining us. If you have a suggested topic, a question you need answered, someone you'd like to hear from, a story you'd like to share, please contact us at bizhelp, BUSHELP @uark.edu, and put TV in the subject line. And if you're interested in benefiting from these free one-on-one consulting assistance, please sign up at sbtdc@uark.edu. Thank you, Juliana. This has been so fun.
Thank you so much for everything.
Thank you, guys.
All right, we'll see you soon.